As far as tariffs go, let's continue that conversation with Eamon Javers this morning at the White House with the latest. As Eamon, I'm sure you also saw, the market kind of took some solace in the delayed implementation of some of these.
Yeah, Carl, that's right. That came after we were the first to report that it wasn't going to be a tariff implementation yesterday. It was going to be this long lead time. What President Trump signed yesterday is a presidential memorandum authorizing the government to conduct a study into reciprocal tariffs and issue a report to him by April 1st. And as you guys have been discussing, that's when we could see new tariffs hit the tape. And in the Oval Office yesterday, he took questions from a number of reporters in a wide range of topics for nearly an hour. I asked him about the role that Elon Musk is playing in this administration. When Musk meets with foreign leaders like Narendra Modi, as he did yesterday, I asked, is he representing Tesla or is he representing the U.S. government in that meeting? Here's what the president said.
They met, and I assume he wants to do business in India. But India is a very hard place to do business in because of the tariffs. They have the highest tariffs just about in the world, and it's a hard place to do business. No, I would imagine he met possibly because, he's running a company.
President there say that Elon Musk met with him as the CEO of a company, not as a representative of the U.S. government. That's an issue in terms of Elon Musk's role in this administration. Who does he represent here? The president was also asked about TikTok negotiations and the potential for a deal with China. Here's how he responded on that.
We have a lot of people interested in TikTok, and I hope to be able to make a deal. I think it would be good. People have learned it's very popular, and we'll have to probably get approval from China to do it. But we have a lot of people that are interested, and a lot of people, I think China will be interested because it's to their benefit, too.
So the president expressing some confidence there that Xi Jinping will ultimately sell TikTok if the president can line up some buyers here domestically. He also said he'd like to have face-to-face meetings with Xi Jinping and with Vladimir Putin. He told me it's not important to him where that happens in the U.S. or overseas. The important thing to him is direct personal contact with those leaders. So more to come, guys. Back over to you.
The other thing people were taking note of, Eamon, back in October, the president was posting on Truth Social on day one, I'll slash prices so fast it'll make their head spin. Of course, yesterday he did acknowledge that you might see some price increases in the short term.
Yeah, and that's one thing to watch for as you impose tariffs is what is that going to do for prices across the board. That may be, as you guys were discussing, one reason why they're going a little slowly. One thing I'm told is cooking behind the scenes here is an effort on avian flu. They feel like if they can do something on that front, they might be able to move the needle on egg prices. So we'll watch for an announcement on that. The president's got some executive orders he's going to sign today, later on this afternoon. We'll see what news that brings as well. We don't know what those are just yet.
Eamon, you brought up an interesting element to all of this, which is the conflict of interest issues that some critics have brought up as it pertains to Elon Musk in some of these meetings. How would you characterize some of the conversations about this in Washington behind the scenes and how he kind of fits into both roles in these types of meetings with global leaders?
Well, it's totally unprecedented, right? I mean, Elon Musk bestrides the world in a way that few titans of industry ever have. And with the role at Doge, he's now overseeing a vast federal bureaucracy that in many ways his companies benefit from. And he's having face-to-face meetings with world leaders in the way that a head of state would. I mean, he had a sit-down with Narendra Modi across the street here at Blair House yesterday, the two of them to talk, whether that was about Tesla, whether that was about SpaceX, whether that was about Starlink, whether that was about the U.S. government. We don't have a full readout on that conversation, but Elon Musk is a fascinating character because he, in many ways, has his own foreign policy and his own domestic policy and several of the biggest and most important companies in the world and certainly in the country. So this is a figure that, unlike we have ever seen in Washington, or maybe, not to stretch too much, but maybe in American history.
Finally, Eamon, two questions. One is that longer-term prospect of cutting the military budget in half with the cooperation of the Russians and the Chinese, something the president mentioned, and we saw defense stocks react pretty violently midday yesterday. That question, and then this notion of they argued tariffs are not a tax, but a VAT is a tax, like our sales. I mean, the mirrors of various framing when it comes to those kinds of charges.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the VAT tax, I mean, what that indicates is that the president is willing to use tariffs in response to things much beyond other countries' tariffs, right? So if there's what he sees as currency manipulation, he could use tariffs. If he feels a VAT tax is unfair, a tax regime is unfair, he could use tariffs. So it's not just tariffs against tariffs, it's tariffs against every other economic tool that countries have. And then on the defense stocks, I asked the president in the Oval Office yesterday if Doge goes into the Pentagon, would he be willing to cut spending there that they find that he deems wasteful? He said, yeah, he would be. I think that's a different thing, though, than this idea of cutting defense spending in half, which he was discussing in a broad sort of theoretical conversation about a grand deal between the United States, China, and Russia to denuclearize and cut all of their defense budgets in half. You know, he was discussing it in that context. That is the longest of long shots to get a deal like that. He'd obviously like to do it if he can, but there's no guarantees that would ever happen.
All right. What a week, Eamon. Busy one
absolutely.
for you and all of us as we watch the policy making in D.C. We'll talk soon. Eamon Javers outside the White House.